Hey guys, this is Chris from SSW, and today I'm going to show you guys the new CreditNote feature we introduced in TimePro that will integrate with Xero. So now imagine this situation. We as a team, SSW has already created amazing work for Mr. Northwind, and then at the end of the work, we have an invoice and an account manager now have to bill the client. And after talking to the client, they have reached an agreement that we will make this work free. Now, the problem is that in TimePro, there's no way to balance things out with Xero because we want both TimePro and Xero to be balanced out. So let's say in TimePro, the invoice says Xero, and in Xero, we also say that the invoice itself is already fully paid. So now how we do that? Now in this new feature, we call it the CreditNote integration with Xero. We introduced this new link over here, which is called Create CreditNote for this invoice. So let's say we want to balance out this invoice with CreditNote. So we just need to click this button. And there's like a dialog that will pre-fill you with the amount which equal to the total due of the invoice. So now I'm just going to put the note here saying after agreement with client with Mr. Northwind, this work is paid. All right, I'm going to click create. And then now TimePro will create the credit note on Xero, and then we'll try to allocate it against this invoice. So if I refresh this page, so as you can see, the total due is now Xero. And if I scroll down to the bottom, you can see that we have a receipt associated with the credit note. And the note is after agreement with Mr. Northwind, the work is paid. Now, if we double check it with Xero in the Xero as well, so if I refresh this invoice over here, and you can see the amount due of this invoice is now Xero because at this point of here, it is already, we have a credit note that's applied against this invoice. Now, the second part of this feature is that there's also a case in which the accountant, Stefan, wants to create a single credit note that he will need to apply to several invoices. Now, for this kind of scenario, if I just open the client page, now in TimePro, there's a new tab called CreditNotes. Now, if you go here, we can create a credit note against no invoices. So if I just go ahead, I'm going to select the invoice type this time and then put the amount to be, let's say $4,000 for multiple invoices. Now, if I click create over here, now TimePro will create this credit note in Xero with no invoices allocated against. Now, if I go back to Xero and then look at the invoices, we can see that there's a credit note 22. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the paid one. If I just go back and click all, there's a credit note 23 with the amount of $4,000 that is currently not allocated. So now, at this point, Stefan as the accountant or any other accountant can just go to Xero and then go to this credit note, and they can allocate this credit against any invoices. And after allocating this credit note to an invoice, then this information will flow back to TimePro using the webhook. So there you go. I've shown you guys the new credit note integration with Xero in TimePro. I hope this will help the accountant to achieve a balance and also give you better reporting in the future. So this is Chris from SSW signing off.